Hi everyone. I wonder if you are enjoying this series on the Celtic Saints. There's quite a few differences between them, aren't there? But also quite a lot of similarities. They all seem to be close to God, to the Spirit of God in creation, and not really influenced by church hierarchy. I quite like the Celtic Saints. Today we're going to be looking at Saint Oswald, who lived from 604 to 642. He's been venerated as someone who was a hero and a leader, who loved his people and he loved his kingdom, and he lived a holy life, but he was eventually martyred. But before I say any more about him, I would like to read from Mark 9:33 to 35. Jesus came to Capernaum, and when he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing amongst yourselves on the way?" But they were silent, for they had disputed with one another on the way about who was the greatest. He sat down and called the 12, and he said to them, "If anyone wants to be first, he shall be last of all and servant of all." Now, as a child, Oswald spent quite a bit of time on Iona with other children, and they were being kept safe during the inter-kingdom wars. Later on, he was known as the most Christian king of Northumbria, but that didn't mean he didn't go to war. Before a battle with the pagans, Oswald erected a large wooden cross and fervently prayed before it on his knees. And this was at a place which is called, appropriately enough, Heaven Field, and is near Hadrian's Wall. Well, the battle was won, and the people were freed from the pagan tyrants, for a while at least. It was decided to leave the cross there at the same place, and later many healing miracles occurred there. Now, Oswald wanted the people to know the reality and the grace of God and of Jesus, whom he had grown to know and experience on Iona. He sent for some monks to come over from Iona to start a mission. However, it wasn't very successful at first, until Aidan, who was much gentler, came over to lead the mission. Now, even though Oswald was a king, he travelled with Aidan on his missions, and he worked as a translator until Aidan got to know the local dialect. Oswald gained a great deal of respect from his people due to his humility, and his kingdom grew in influence right across the land. And although Oswald had much power, he was wonderfully humble and kind and generous to the poor and to strangers. We might think of him as a servant king, maybe. Are we willing to give up things for the sake of the kingdom of God? Are we willing to take on roles which we might think are beneath us? Jesus said, "If anyone wants to be first, there must be last of all and servant of all," because of course he is our servant king. And I will just finish with the blessing. May you know the divine calling upon your life. May you take up the positions to which God calls you. May you be willing to be humble in order to raise God to the highest place. So a bit about St. Oswald. There's a lot more, of course, and I hope you'll carry on listening to and taking some inform and even enjoying this series on the Celtic Saints. I'll be with you again soon. Bye.